Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is 6:01 a.m. on a Monday morning and we're vlogging a week in the life today. If you're new here, my name is JC. I'm a group fitness instructor, personal trainer, and I'm also in college somehow. And this summer, I'm pretty much working as close to full-time as I can as a group fitness instructor, dance teacher, and personal trainer. And I thought it would be really fun to just talk about all of the financial stuff because a lot of people go into this industry thinking, I'm just gonna teach XYZ format for XYZ number of classes and I'm gonna make bank. And while that can be true, I don't think it's necessarily true. However, the stereotype of you cannot make any money in this industry is also false. And I thought it would be fun to debunk the positive, the negative, just all of the transparency, because if you're thinking of becoming a fitness instructor, this might be really helpful to you. So each day we're gonna have a little different topic that we talk about. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I post a lot on YouTube here. I do my podcast every Wednesday and vlogs every Saturday. So be sure to check that out. So today's Monday and I am working, I think 7 hours today. We'll talk about that real quick. I'm trying to pull up my daily schedule. So this morning I have a PT client, then I'm teaching an aqua fitness class, then I'm teaching a Zumba class, afterwards I'm teaching a cycle class, then I have 2 PT clients and I will be subbing a yoga class at the end of the day. So I've got just quite a bit going on that I feel is relevant with work stuff. And I have some other stuff kind of mixed in there, but we're really just focusing on the work stuff today. I think that is kind of the important bits. So I want to talk about, for today's topic, hourly pay rates. Typically group fitness instructors are paid hourly. You don't really get a salary unless maybe you're like a fitness instructor and personal trainer at a gym, or you do like administration work, or you're like a management position. There's just very few full-time salaried with benefits positions available. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying that most people don't work them and I don't work them. So I'm gonna focus on what I do work, which is an hourly pay. There's a wide range of pay in the fitness industry and it just really depends on what you are doing. There's different pay rates for different tasks. So you probably have a different pay rate for being a group fitness instructor than you would for being a personal trainer, than you would for doing administrative work like meetings or trainings and stuff like that. There's also different pay rates for the different class types you teach. Some classes might be considered more specialized than others. For example, teaching something like Pilates or a senior fitness class or youth fitness, those all might have different pay rates. There are also different pay rates for different certification levels. Typically you're paid higher the more certified you are, and you're either not hired at all or paid a lot lower for not being certified. And then also every job pays for different things. So every job is gonna pay you to teach the full length of whatever class you're teaching. If you're teaching for 45 minutes, you get paid for 45 minutes. If you're teaching for an hour, you get paid for an hour. That's just, they have to follow the law. But some jobs will pay for setup and tear down. Some will do it across the board. Some will only do it for specific classes. So for example, for a few locations that I work for, I get paid for, and it's different time for each position. So I've got 3 different scenarios that I do. I have one location where I get paid for 15 minutes before and 15 minutes afterwards every single time regardless. But with that job, there is a little bit more of us required after the class that we need those 15 minutes. At one location, I just get paid 15 extra minutes. So they encourage us to split it up as 10 minutes before, 5 minutes afterwards. But there's a lot less involved that I have to do. It is mainly for participant experience. And then there's one job I get paid for where I only get paid for setup and tear down if I'm using a significant amount of equipment, or there needs to be a significant amount of participant help, as in participants need help adjusting the equipment, or I might need to help some participants lift the equipment out. If it's something where participants just grab a mat and get on the floor, I don't get paid for prep time at this location. And I see all 3 models and I understand a lot of them because they're usually in place for budget concerns. I will say the places where I get paid for the most prep time, there are the least amount of classes on the schedule. The places where I get paid for the least amount of prep time have the most classes on the schedule. So there's pros and cons. And I would say having more classes on the schedule benefits both the participant and the instructor. So that's kind of my take on it. Prep time, preparing for classes. I remember my mom being really shocked about this. I've never gotten paid for this. In general, fitness instructors do not get paid to prepare their classes. That is more considered a responsibility of the job. Also, if we were paid to prep the classes, I just don't know how they would reasonably do it. There's just not a good way to do it across the board that doesn't cost them a ton of money, and they would have to pull so many classes from the schedule. People wouldn't be getting hours, and I think most people would rather be teaching. Does it suck that we don't get paid anything for prep time? A little bit. However, most of us are in this industry because we love it, and there's certain things about every industry that aren't great. So I would say not getting paid for prep time is probably the most not great thing about our industry. Yeah, let's talk about my actual pay rates. I have 6 different pay rates. I'm not gonna tell you which is for which, or anything like that in this video. When I do my daily like vlogs of all the teaching and the training that I do, I'm just gonna tell you how much I made at the end of the day because I don't want to like out what my different jobs pay me. But I mix them up in random orders, and I will tell you just the different pay rates. Some of these are for the same pay rates at multiple jobs. Some of these are just very different. So I get paid at one job, I get paid $17 an hour to teach group fitness. That is my lowest group fitness rate. Then at another job, I get paid $19 an hour to be a personal trainer. And then at third pay rate, I get paid $21.50 per hour to be a fitness instructor. We're getting higher and higher here. Then at another job, I get paid $23 per hour to be a group fitness instructor. And then finally, my highest group fitness pay rate, I have a location where I make $32 an hour to be a group fitness instructor. Now for administration work, so any meetings that I attend, trainings, sometimes I will do actual administration work for people, I get paid $15 an hour for administration work. So minimum wage in my state is $15 per hour. So other than administration work, I do make a little bit above minimum wage. The average pay rate, if you just add all those numbers together, divide by 6, that average is $22 per hour. However, when I did my weekly average, which is where I took what I made in a week divided by the number of hours that I worked, I typically make about $21 per hour, which is $6 above minimum wage, and I am not necessarily unhappy with that. I make enough that I can afford the life I currently live. So there we go, that's pay rates. It's gonna vary state to state. I'm lucky that I'm working for organizations that really value the group fitness instructors, and so while I may not be making millions, I'm making above minimum wage, and that's very nice. Okay, just finished my first PT session of the day. Oh, I need to crack my windows. I need to get my cabin air filter changed because I can like smell the dust coming through, which is not a pleasant smell. However, I need to wait a few more miles because I have an oil change coming up, and so I would rather just get it all done at once because I usually get a discount for like official PT session of the new client. I onboarded 2 new clients last week. This woman is just truly the sweetest person I've ever had the joy of working with. She is so pleasant to be around, even when things are challenging and she gets frustrated. It's never like some clients will be very self-depreciating where they like blame themselves, and she just doesn't do that. It's more like, oh, I wish I was better at this, but like what can I do on my own to work on this? And she's so sweet, and I love clients who are just so intrinsically motivated to put in the work to better themselves, and her goal is like to just get as strong as she can, and make sure that, you know, as we get older that we are like doing just some of those preventative health care things that just keep us feeling good. And it's just a lot different from a lot of the goals I normally see, which the goals I normally see aren't bad. I think lose weight, gain muscle, I think that is a fantastic goal, but it is really refreshing to have someone come in who they just want to get strong and they just want to feel good in their body and stay healthy. And I love that so much. I think that goals like that really set people up for a foundation of fitness and health and just enjoying their life. So she was a joy to work with. Amazing. I'm heading to go teach aqua fitness. This one is new. This is a gig. It's just a summer gig because it's outside. And it didn't start up for me until this week. I did it last year. I had an up and down experience. There was definitely a learning curve in figuring out like, how the heck do I even teach this? And so this year it's gonna be easier because I have a full year of teaching aqua fitness under my belt. I feel like I know what I'm doing and I've kind of come very prepared to do it. So I am excited. I hope that they enjoy it. Who knows? But I can hope. Currently getting lunch ready for myself. I got home, I got like a little, not like break from teaching, yeah, break. And I used that to cook turkey, and then I played some Stardew Valley because I'm trying to find moments of the day where I can just rest. And now I'm heading, I've got a really long afternoon ahead of me. So we have Zumba, then I'm heading to go and teach cycle. After that, I'm going to go I have a PT session, I have my own workout, then I have another PT session, I'm grabbing coffee with a friend, and then I'm teaching yoga. So I will probably need to bring a salad with me to work to have for dinner. Okay, that's the ground turkey. Zumba, I'm introducing a new choreo today. It's the first time I have choreographed something for Zumba. I'm excited, a little nervous, but I think it will be fine. Perfect. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. I thought we'd chit chat a bit on the drive, just about kind of what my day looks like, and then I will talk to you later this afternoon about today's topic, truthfully because I haven't written it yet, like the script. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday is usually my heaviest day, and it's still heavy, but it does not feel as heavy because a client that I normally work with on Tuesdays rescheduled this week, so I'm still doing her session, but just on a later day. Tuesday, I work at quite a few different locations. Well, yesterday actually I taught at like every single location except one, so I guess Monday is like my most diverse day. Anyways, okay. Today I'm teaching my boot camp class. Boot camp is basically, I teach it like a strength class, but we're also focusing a little bit more on muscular endurance. However, with the demographic that I'm coaching, I really try to gear it towards strength. However, because the class is called boot camp, I try to like really switch up like what the workout is that we're doing every day, using those similar movement patterns and stuff like that. So the class gets pretty interesting. The reason I switch up the workout a lot is because I just don't think the participants enjoy using equipment other than dumbbells. I get so bored teaching the exact same workout every single time, and also I need to challenge them in some way, shape, or form. So not knowing what we're gonna walk into is always a fun surprise. So that's what I've been doing for a while now. And then after boot camp, I have an aqua fitness class. I teach aqua fitness Monday through Friday now. I don't know. I told you guys yesterday that I had like a nice group, and I do. I do have a nice group. Still don't enjoy teaching aqua fitness. It is very rough on my body because I think there's this expectation of, oh, JC's really young, so she needs to do the entire class with us, which I'm young. I do have a lot more energy sometimes, right? I'm not in a pool. I am on concrete most of the time. I'm outside. I'm in very hot areas. And I am doing intense cardio activity on concrete while leading a workout. Like that is, it's unsustainable. And my participants just don't understand that because they've never had to do it themselves. So, you know, I can be high energy without doing the dang workout with you guys. And I can't get through to them. They like any like joke that cause I can't be like, I'm not doing this with you. Like that's mean. And so I'll try to make a joke of like, oh, like I'm on concrete, I'm going to protect my knees. And I still get the, well, it's your job. You should be doing. And I know I don't have the thickest skin. I do let things get to me and I do let things bother me. And my thought process is, but also I deserve to be treated with respect, and I don't deserve to be talked to in the way that I sometimes am by participants. And there's a difference between giving someone feedback and give like with the purpose of like, I really like you and I think this would help you, versus giving someone criticism to like get your frustration and anger out. And I get mostly like the backhanded comments that serve no purpose other than being like a dig at me. There's nothing constructive about it. There's nothing I can take away from it to improve. Teaching those two classes, I got one client this morning. We are doing some cardio. We do like a HIIT workout once a week together. It's probably my favorite workout to lead of the week. This client is super great, super funny, just an enjoyable client to train. It's nice when you have those clients that are just like always in a good mood, you know? And even if they're not, like, you can tell that like having someone to talk to and like kind of fake it till you make it just puts them in a better mood by the end of the session. So that's always helpful. Then I get an actual break. I get to go home. I'm gonna hang out with Elsie for like an hour or so, and then I'm teaching a bar class. Bar is always the most popular thing I teach. I think it's just a very popular format in the area that I'm in. It's not my favorite format to teach. However, I will teach it because participants enjoy it, and I know I can give them a really good experience. So I'm fine teaching bar. And then I get another little break, and I have another PT client. This one we more work on some of those like basic like foundations for pain-free movement. It's pretty cool. We're gonna try some really good new stuff today that I think is just gonna help a lot and like eliminate just so much of the pain. And then I'm teaching a total body strength class. This is one where I'll keep the format pretty much the same every week because we're really just working on like building strength, and your body does that through continuous repetition of similar movements. So that's what we're going to work on today. And then my last class of the night is I'm doing a nice restorative yoga class, and I like completely redid how I'm doing the class, and I'm super excited about it. So Alright, so today we're going to talk all about the world of certifications in group fitness and how that affects pay. So there are so many certification companies. There's pretty much a certification for everything. There's ACE, there's NASM, there's Zumba, there's MOSA, there's Les Mills, there are I think AFA, other ones that I'm forgetting. And a lot of them are very reputable. Some of them aren't. A lot of them are. And there are so many types of certifications. There are generalized certifications, there are specialty certifications, there are format-specific certifications. There is just a lot. So my advice with certifications is you really have to shop around for the certification that fits your vision and your mission as a fitness instructor. So do you want to just teach one format, or do you want to teach a lot of different formats? Do you want to have choreo or class plans given to you that you memorize, or do you want the legal freedom to create your own? And so it's really important to find a certification that fits your needs. Now, why do you need a certification? One, most places aren't going to hire you without one because that is the basic level of credibility as a fitness instructor. That is our baseline of education. Two, they're really good for reputation. If you have the same cert as a company that you're wanting to work at, and you're more likely to get hired there because they know that you've been trained in those same models that they're going to use, right? And then there's also higher pay rates that come with the certification because you have invested time and money into getting yourself educated. So I hold a few different certifications. I hold a ACE group fitness instructor certification. That's a base level one. It lets me teach a lot of different fitness classes. I hold an ACE personal trainer baseline certification as well. I am currently in the process of obtaining a Pilates reformer certification and an ACE functional training specialist certification. Those are the two that I'm working on currently. And then I also am a Zumba certified instructor on the base 1 track, and I'm looking into working on Zumba Gold as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But I've noticed with my certifications, I make at least 50 cents more per hour than non-certified instructors if I'm at a place that even hires non-certified instructors. Because again, certifications are just so much better, and they also empower you to like feel comfortable teaching more formats and like taking more risk and learning more things. So get certified. I have a lot of videos on process of certifications, how to study for certification exams, so go check those out. Morning. It is Wednesday. I was about to tell you today is my lighter day, but I'm still working 6 hours, so no, it's 5. It's not light though. I'm heading to teach aqua fitness right now. That'll be fun. I kind of got out the door late, but I had like a really good morning where I just let myself relax a little bit and like genuinely relax. Then I was gonna come home and clean a little bit because my apartment is a mess. I know why it's a mess. It sucks, but it is what it is, and I will fix it later. And then I'm gonna roll up my windows. I'm teaching a Vinyasa yoga flow class today. I love teaching Vinyasa. It's one of my favorite things to teach. Super, super fun. It's a great group of people that like, they're there to relax, find their inner peace and stuff like that. And so I love working with them. And then I also am teaching, I have a PT client. I've got a workout though. We're gonna work out. Then we have a PT client. And then I'm doing a double tonight where I'm teaching a bar. It's called Bar Fusion. I will probably just teach bar the way that I know and love to teach bar. And then I'm ending the night with a gentle yoga flow. So this week I'm teaching a lot of yoga. I'm pretty much teaching a yoga Monday through Thursday, which is not a bad thing. I think I like said to someone the other day of like, yeah, I don't really like doing more than one yoga per week. It's difficult on my body. If I had to choose between doing yoga or aqua fitness every day, I'm gonna pick yoga every single time. But Alright, we're already at Thursday because it has just been that kind of day. Thursday is probably my busiest day, but we'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about securing hours and also how to get multiple revenue streams as a fitness instructor specifically. So this is not a fun thing to say, but if you want to make money as a fitness instructor, you're going to have to teach classes and teach hours and teach groups of people that you don't necessarily want to teach. I feel like my dream would be to just teach cycle full time, like cycle, Pilates, maybe a little bit of yoga. That would be my absolute dream as a fitness instructor, but that's not the reality. That's just not a full-time job. Classes are not offered in cycle all day long. It is not sustainable to teach cycle all day long. Like it's not sustainable. You cannot do it. And so, you have to teach the classes that are in need of an instructor and that are at the times where you can make them full-time. So for me, if I want to do this full-time, one, I'm gonna have to teach early mornings. I'm getting more used to that. I'm learning that evenings, just outside of a college setting, are not when people want to do their fitness classes. There's just not as many hours available in the evenings like there are in the mornings. The other factor is you got to teach during the day. And who comes during the day? Other than the stay-at-home individuals, the elderly. So you got to teach the elderly. And they're not my favorite group of people to teach for very specific reasons. I've been very lucky with my new job that I have met some incredibly sweet older individuals who want to be pushed, who are kind, who welcome new individuals in their class, right? But that has not been my experience so far until working with this group of people. So it makes me a little hesitant to work with them, thinking, oh my gosh, am I gonna get a group of people who are just mean? I have some that are mean, I've got some that are sweet. right? It's a balance. And so you have to teach like when there's a need. I remember I was in a job interview for this new job and they were like, okay, well, like one of the only things we have open right now is Zumba. And I've never taught Zumba before, but I had a certification at one point and I just said, cool, I'll do it. Thankfully I had a month to get Zumba certified and prepare for the class. And I felt very prepared when I started teaching it. But I couldn't really be like, I actually only want to teach cycle. Like that just doesn't work. It does not work like that. So that's kind of how that goes. Now, I've been teaching long enough that I get a little bit more pull in my schedule at certain locations. Like if they're like, hey, we want you to teach Thursday evening, they'll ask me, what do you want to teach? Great, I can look at the schedule and think about what's gonna fit both the members' needs and my needs the most. Great, I wanna teach Pilates, cool, okay. At the college that I work at, we make a new semester or a new schedule every semester, and I've been working there long enough that I get more pull. And I also worked as the group fit lead this last year, so I helped double check the schedule. And so I was able to be like, I really don't want to teach HIIT anymore. I would rather swap this HIIT for literally any other class. And just kind of having that pull now, and knowing my body and knowing what my body needs of, I cannot be doing certain workouts all day long and I really need to stop doing those workouts. Aqua fitness. And so I've also started dropping classes like aqua fitness slowly where I'm like, this just isn't good for my body anymore. And so as I find a different stream of income to replace it, I feel more comfortable dropping it. So you just have to work hours you don't necessarily want to work if you want to actually make money in this career. Because I'll say I have people complain to me, oh, why do I only teach 2 classes a week? I wish I had like 4 or 5 classes. And I look at them and it's like, you only teach one format. Like you refuse to teach anything else and you only want to teach at these specific times. What more can I give you? And then in terms of multiple revenue, if you want to be a fitness instructor and you want to do it full time and you want to make money, you have to have another job in the fitness industry because there are only so many hours to go around. Personal trainer, amazing job. The only thing I'll say, sometimes it conflicts with group fitness. So I've learned as a personal trainer, I need to prioritize group fitness, and so I'm mainly going to train old people during the day. And I love training old people during the day. They have become my favorite people to train because guess what? They always show up. They don't no-show you, they don't cancel. They don't flake. Amazing. Favorite people ever. Another thing, lead instructor if your gym has one. I just finished up a year as the lead instructor. It was like a weird emergency situation at my college. And it was a very rewarding year. I feel like I learned a lot and I also had the most stability in income that I've ever had in a year. Very basic task. When people needed subs, I would help out and just doing some of that mental work that my boss didn't have to do. I had everyone's number and so I would just spend a little bit of time texting everyone being like, hey, let's get this subbed, right? When newer instructors would come in, I would really mentor them in like just getting acclimated to the work environment. I did just other administrative work. And so having that position, any sort of administrative lead management position is such a good way to have income stability because there's always something you have to do. There's never not work for that position. Anyways, I have to get ready for work. Thursday's a really busy day. I have my boot camp class again. I got aqua fitness and then I'm running over to my other job location. I say other, like there's like 5. I'm running over to another location and I'm teaching my chair yoga class, which I really love teaching. That one's been a fun one and it's not super hard on my body. I'm subbing a bar class and then I'm training in reformer currently, just because it's something I want to learn. My alarm's going off. And so I looked on the schedule because I can't sign up till the day of. So I looked on the schedule this morning. There happens to be an open reformer class after I sub. So as much as I really don't want to do it, I'm gonna suck it up and take the class because I need to get all these training things done with. I have like a certain number of classes I have to go and like take before I can start the other process. I say take because it's also observation and like learning, but then after that I got 3 PT clients today, but I get 2 of them are back to back. One of them I might like go home and just for 20 minutes. And then I'm teaching mat Pilates tonight and hopefully if people show up, but if I don't, I will get to go home early. So we'll see. I am gonna head out and I'm exhausted. That's the moral of the story. I'm just tired. Time to teach barbells. I've never taught this class before, so it'll be fun. Let's go. Good morning. It's Saturday. We just missed Friday completely. I taught a 5:30 a.m. bar. That was my first 5 a.m. class. No, that was my second 5 a.m. class that I've ever taught. Not fun. I'm gonna have to get used to it though, because I want to teach one come the fall. And then also, I taught a aqua fitness class always. Then I went and subbed a barbell strength class. That was really fun to sub. And I had a PT client. So Friday was pretty light. Light for me. Most people teach like one a day. They don't teach 3 classes and 1 client. If I ever teach 1 class a day, it feels very like abnormal for me because I'm just so used to doing multiples now. Like, it was really abnormal for me at first, and then now my body's just used to it. Like, I do multiples. I wanted to wrap up this video by talking about like multiple jobs, the importance of them if you want this to be your full-time career, but you don't necessarily want to do some of the other things. Like, you don't want to tie yourself down to one place or one box, and how I got all of the jobs that I have. So I'll start from the beginning. I moved to college. This is the short notes version, by the way. I moved to college. I moved from Texas to Illinois. Knew no one, knew nothing, never stepped foot in a gym, right? And so I decided I was like, I'm gonna start working out, and I downloaded my gym's app. I just started going on the treadmill and downloaded a workout app for myself, started doing those workouts, and I was like, I think I want something to do on Saturdays and Sundays. And so I saw that there were Pilates classes and Zumba classes offered on Sunday. Okay, that sounds fun. I'll try that. So I went, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And then I heard one of the instructors talking. I'd been going for a few weeks about, she was like, oh yeah, like, we have your fitness instructor prep course. You should try it. And I was like, oh, I'll try that. So I talked to the instructor because I was really interested in Zumba because it was like dance. I was a dancer my whole life. And she was like, oh, you need to be Zumba certified, but like that's in the first 6 months of training. And I was like, let me check out Zumba. So I check it out. I get certified before this course even happens. I don't recommend that. FYI, don't recommend that. I take the course. I like it, but I still have some hesitations, and my physical fitness just really isn't where it needs to be at this point. I just started working out. I was not the right fit for the job. I did not pass the audition, but I just remember the email that I got, the rejection email, told me specifically, we would like to see you apply again. We would like you to work on these specific things. And so I'm a little heartbroken at first. I'm like, okay, let me think about it. And so then December comes, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I start a new routine. I start weightlifting every single morning, and I go to a fitness class every single afternoon. This is where I got really in shape because I wasn't used to working out. I wasn't lifting super heavy, so my body could handle it. And so I just really took off. I studied as much as I could. I learned everything from going to these classes. I went to, like, I think I did yoga Mondays, strength Tuesdays, a bar on Wednesdays, cycle Thursdays, Pilates Fridays. I did another cycle class Saturdays because I love cycle. I didn't do anything Sundays. And I had just a lot of fun doing that. Okay, I'm tired. From there, second round, of course, comes, I go and take it again. I didn't really want to take it again, but I took it again because I knew that course was part of the job interview itself, and I could make a really good impression here, and I did. One thing I regret is that I wasn't more friendly because I was so focused. I came across as a very cold person, which my coworkers and I joke about now, that like I came across as very intimidating, not in a mean way, but just in like I was there for a job. I was not there to make friends. Now all of them are my closest friends ever. Amazing, right? So I get the job this time. I start training in cycle, bar, and total body strength. I don't know why they put me in 3 formats, but they did, and I think the decision to put me in 3 formats is what helped me get to where I am today, because they put me in cycle, which is amazing. That was my dream. They put me in total body strength, which is a strength format, which meant I could easily learn HIIT. They put me in bar, which was a very difficult format to learn, which gave me a pathway to dance, fitness, and Pilates. And so from there, I started subbing everything. Oh, Elsie's coming in the car. We just got done working out. Hi, Elsie. I'm telling them about how I got all the jobs I did. So anyways, they put me in 3 formats to train. I was the only person who'd been put in 3 formats. To this day, still don't know why they did, and I never asked, and I probably should have. They all left now. And then I just started subbing. I worked over the summer. I taught all my 3 formats, and then I also picked up yoga just on a whim. Then during the school year, I picked up Pilates, and I picked up HIIT, and I picked things up because, and maybe I shouldn't have done this, but I'm glad I did. If there was a need to sub, I was going to learn it, and I truly learned each thing. There's some instructors when they sub, they'll just teach their own format. I really tried to learn and teach to the way that instructor did. From there, we had a graduate assistant who really became a mentor to me at this college program. She encouraged me to be a personal trainer and was amazing and a really good guide in just entering into this. So I became a personal trainer. Then all of my bosses left. We have a new boss, and there became an opportunity to do some admin work. And from there, my name had already been thrown around quite a bit because of all that I did. I was the group fitness instructor of the year that year, and so I got the job. I'm not saying I got the job because of all the stuff from last year, but I think it helped because my boss already was aware of me coming in the door, and then I just made a point the first few weeks to like sub a lot and be really helpful. And I enjoyed that position. A little sad that it ended, but also grateful because I'm moving on a bit. I had a friend working at another gym who we gotta go to the first aqua fitness. Before my original bosses left, they had gotten an inquiry from someone of an aqua fitness instructor, sent it out, and I just responded, sure, I'll do it. I didn't even know what I was getting myself in. I hate teaching aqua fitness, but I also don't regret that experience because I think it helped me take feedback a lot better because I was getting it so constantly. Then from there, group fit lead stuff. Then I had a friend working at another gym. They needed an aqua fitness instructor. She messaged me saying, hey, my boss is looking for this. Are you interested? And I hesitated because I really didn't like aqua fitness. However, I just was like, okay, this is a postgrad opportunity. I need to take this. So I started teaching aqua fitness, and then from there, people started leaving, and I just fit the spots perfectly. They needed a morning instructor. Boom, I can do that. They needed another Pilates and yoga instructor. I got you. And so from there, I built up a reputation that's now allowing me to step away from aqua fitness because I can teach literally everything else except for one format. And even then, sub it for Zumba and still teach it. And then I finally threw my name out to a gym that had been my dream gym to work for a long time. I just really love what this gym stands for. Their group fitness is the foundation of who they are as a gym, and you can tell because they offer like 150 group fitness classes a week at this place. It's crazy. They offer so many formats, so many styles, and they really support their instructors. And it's a good place to be an employee for. It's a good participant experience. So I threw my name out there. Didn't hear back from a month. Finally heard back from them. And I went into that job interview and they said, will you teach Zumba? Again, I got Zumba certified. Never taught Zumba. I said yes. I thought, okay, I'm only gonna teach a Zumba class a week. I'll build it from there. And now I teach. I think I do Zumba here, and then I do 2 yoga classes, 2 different ones, and I sub all the freaking time for them, and it has been the best experience ever. And the participants are amazing. But you just have to, like, with the jobs, you can't be looking, oh, I want to be a cycle instructor. I'm only gonna apply for cycle stuff. Yeah, my dream right now, my goal in the next year is to get myself a weekly cycle class on the schedule. That is my goal. But I'm giving myself a year to do that, right? And if it doesn't happen here, it's gonna be okay because I have other avenues and other formats that I enjoy. And also Pilates is happening, so that's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm training to be a reformer instructor right now. So moral of the story: you can make money as a group fitness instructor, and I'll like come in with a voiceover in this vlog and talk about the total money that I made this week teaching. You cannot make money just in one format, just in one niche, just at one studio. You have to branch out and give yourself multiple revenue avenues. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. I will see you guys in the next one, and have a great rest of your day. Elsie, anything you want to say? You're hungry, aren't you?
A little bit.
Okay, we're gonna go get a donut.